Self-acceptance is one of the best personal development tools. Yesterday, I spoke at an event, which is why I didn't create a video. I really wanted to create a video, so there was no break in my challenge, but it just wasn't possible. And I'm about to go to another event, but I decided you're not having 2 days off. You're going to be here. You're going to do a video. So I'm going to do a really short one. I was speaking at an event yesterday and I had a number of conversations with people following my keynote where they were expressing frustration and not being able to take action on certain things or not getting the result they wanted. And sometimes what I know to be true is that we don't create the things we want to create. We don't take the action we want to take because we don't actually want to do those things. So I have been a coach since 2018. Prior to that, I was a social worker. I started my social work in 2003. I have been working in the field of behavior change for 23 years. And what I know for certain is that if you don't really want to make the change you say you want to make, you're not going to do it. There is going to be a whole load of resistance that's going to prevent you from being the person you need to be, to do the things you need to do, to create the things you want to create. And when I'm talking about self-acceptance, I'm not asking you to resign yourself to a life that feels like a pair of too tight, skinny jeans. Nobody wants that. But sometimes we have to ask ourselves, do we want these things because society says we should, or because we're comparing ourselves to others? Or do we want these things? Do we want to create these things? Do we want to experience these things? Do we want to be whoever it is we say we want to be? Because it is intrinsic, it comes from within. There is a huge difference. Now, I'm not giving you a get out of jail free card or carte blanche to play small. What I want you to consider is if your goals are truly your goals. Whenever I've really struggled to do something, invariably it has been because I'm trying to do what I think I should be doing as opposed to what I know I want and taking that course of action. There is nothing wrong with accepting that for right now, this is where I am, this is where I'm going to be. And I also actively encourage you to look at your life and see whether or not you are taking for granted all the growth, all the things you have been able to create because you're coveting goals that belong to somebody else. I've done that too. I've done that and wasted thousands of pounds investing in coaching programs and support to create these things that I didn't really want to create. It was much more about the meaning behind them. When we understand the meaning we associate to our goals, we can start to work out whether or not those goals are truly our goals. So years ago, I was working with somebody, and I'm kind of merging a few stories together because people's privacy and all that. But I was working with somebody when I was doing business coaching who wanted to create a business that generated £10,000 per month. And I helped her with the strategy and also the execution. We were working on mindset and embodiment. We were priming her nervous system to be able to take this action, and she just wasn't doing it. And one day I said, what is going on? Because I know that you're more than capable. You've been very clear. You have created a goal, and that goal has formed the agreement about the work we are doing together. But there seems to be quite a lot of resistance. In your ideal world, what would you be doing? And she started talking about this business that was generating 10K a month and all of this other stuff. And I said, well, what's going to make your life feel satisfying? So you have a sense of fulfillment and you feel like, yes, my life is mine. And she said, whilst my kids are little, to be totally honest with you, I would be happy working in the bakery in my local village so that when I pick up my children from school, if it's a hot day and they want ice cream from the ice cream van, I've got the money to pay for ice cream because ice cream van ice cream is bloody expensive. And she wasn't literally saying she just wanted to be able to afford to buy ice cream, but her main priority for her was to be able to pick up her children from school and spend quality time doing things they enjoy doing. And I said, well, why don't you do that? What is this pressure about creating this business if that's not something you truly desire? What was the motivation? Everybody around her has started a business because they didn't want to return to work after having children, because they didn't want to put their children in endless childcare. And she thought, well, if I don't want my children to be in endless childcare and I want to keep up with the Joneses, I need to be having a business that generates all of this money. At that season of her life, that wasn't necessary. That was not her priority. And that session we had gave her the permission she thought she needed to be able to take action based on what she wants to create rather than emulating other people. So I'm going to leave you with that. I am literally checking off the checkbox, so I'm making sure I create and share this video today. But I do want you to take away this message and consider it. Are you pursuing goals that are in alignment with the life you want to live? That's it. That's the video. Until tomorrow, take care. Bye.